Hi, it's Nathan Carlos here from Recovery Science. We partnered with the Kokoda Challenge to provide some recovery and information for the competitors of this event. As you start to do more and more distance, you might start to notice your body gets increasingly sore. You're starting to get more DOMs. So that's where recovery starts to be quite important. What we have here at Recovery Science is ice baths, hot baths, so as you can do contrast bathing, saunas, we have the Normatec compression boots and Theraguns. So if I kind of went through what a week might look like for recovery for either yourself or essentially what professional athletes do on a weekly basis to make sure that they're recovered and they're in the best state to be able to perform as good as they can on the weekend. So you'll have some kind of big training event. That could be that long weekend walk or run. So immediately after that session, we recommend doing something straight away to down-regulate that body, okay? In particular, those areas we might get a little bit tight and sore, I would definitely do either some trigger pointing, stretching, or potentially a massage gun to those areas straight away, because that will then allow you to pull up a little bit better the next day. Also then applicable would be something like an ice bath could be quite good for that anti-inflammatory effect and to reduce some of that soreness you might get. In the next day, in that kind of 24 to 48 hour window, that's when the Normatec boots are going to be particularly good for you. So you almost have to wait until your legs get sore to then do something to make them less sore. And that's where the pneumatic flush of the Normatec boots can be quite good to reduce the soreness in your legs and start to make them feeling a little bit lighter, ready for your next session. During that middle part of the week, we recommend sauna because there's a lot of really good health benefits with the sauna, not only from a longevity point of view and cognitive function, there's also a good physiological response to getting heat acclimated. Because essentially that's what happens during exercise, is you will get hotter and you need to thermoregulate. So that's when you get that early sweating. You also get some improvements in your cardiovascular system. So doing sauna with your training can actually magnify the effects of your training. So we recommend that kind of in the middle part of the week, so it's not too close to your training events. We definitely wouldn't recommend doing a sauna just before doing a run, because you're probably going to feel quite lethargic going into that walk or run, which is a little bit counterproductive. If you're, say, going into a big training event or the event itself, you definitely want to be using those Normatec boots in the day or two before. We would recommend a lot of contrast bathing. Just before the event, you're really flushing your circulatory system, clearing the metabolites out of your legs and helping them to feel nice and light, ready for the event. So now we're in the ice bath or contrast bathroom. So our pools are magnesium, which is a lot gentler and nicer on your skin. The ice bath's got a really strong anti-inflammatory effect and tends to stimulate more that parasympathetic nervous system, which is definitely your rest and recovery state. Okay, so after any training session, you want to try to kick yourself into recovery as quickly as possible, and submerging yourself in the cold definitely helps that. In order to keep warm, your body has to generate heat. So what happens there is you get a lot of more epinephrine release. So that hormone actually goes into your fat and actually starts to convert your white fat into brown fat, otherwise called browning of fat. And essentially what that does, gets a lot of mitochondrial biogenesis occurs in your fat tissue. Essentially you have an energy source right near mitochondria, which helps to burn that with oxygen and creates heat. So essentially your body learns to be better at thermoregulation by exposing yourself to cold, which is part of the whole resilience thing. And with today's society, we just tend to put a jumper on when we get cold, so we're losing that response in our body. With contrast bathing, you definitely always want to finish on the cold. This also could come into, for people who are a little bit intolerant to the cold, you might want to intersperse that with the hot. So we have a protocol where we might do a 2 and 2, so 2 minutes hot, 2 minutes cold, and we'll do 4 reps of that. Because our pools are at 9 degrees, you want to spend about 9 minutes total in the cold. Okay, so that'd be about 4, maybe 5 reps of the 2 and 2. For those a little bit more tolerant to the cold, they might do a 3 in 1, so 1 minute hot, 3 minutes cold, and they'll again do probably 3 to 4 reps of that. For those that are quite good with the cold, they might just go in and do the straight 9 to 10 minutes in the cold straight. That's quite serious and good, but most people have a 2 and 2 or a 3 in 1. Okay, so the girls are in our Normatec boots at the moment, and these boots will pump up sequentially from distal to proximal, and they literally are a physical flush for your legs. So they'll start to clear out metabolites, lactic acid, lymphatics, and push all of that fluid and return it back to your heart. That helps to make your legs feel lighter and helps to improve their recovery, ready for the next session. This is probably one of our most loved modalities that we have at Recovery Science. Our infrared saunas are another very popular modality we have here. There's a lot of scientific literature to show that a sauna is really, really good for you, or essentially becoming heat acclimated. So essentially when you sit in a sauna, your body goes, that's extremely hot, and your brain starts to secrete a chemical called dynorphin. And dynorphin actually helps to chemically sensitize your brain to endorphin. So that's part of the reason for why you have those feel-good effects, is you're actually chemically sensitizing your brain to your feel-good hormones that you have. So that's why sauna's got really, really good effects on your brain. Another benefit of the sauna is when you sit in the sauna, your heart has to learn to work more efficiently. So when you're in the sauna, heart rate will increase, your blood pressure will increase slightly, but it's the effects after that we're really after. And what happens there is your heart actually learns to become more efficient and actually has less beats per minute, as well as your blood pressure will reduce. So this long term has very, very good health benefits, and that in the brain is very good for long-term cognitive health, so you get good brain blood flow. Sauna mimics the effects of exercise. So if you actually miss a session because you might be injured, you can actually replace it with a sauna session, and that's going some way to actually replacing that stimulus in your body. And we use it a lot with athletes that have been injured to help, one, maintain their muscle mass and maintain their cardiovascular kind of health and fitness while they might not be doing as much on their legs. Good luck to all the Kokoda Challenge participants. We're here in Brisbane if you need any recovery services. To all participants, we're going to be offering a 10% discount on our casual services, so that you can use us both before and potentially after the event to get your body back to health as quickly as possible. See you there.